So the other
The Pharisees and some of the teachers of the law who had come from Jerusalem gathered around Jesus, and saw some of his disciples eating food with hands that were defiled, that is, unwashed. So the Pharisees and teachers of the law asked Jesus, "Why don't your disciples live according to the tradition of the elders, instead of eating their food with defiled hands?" He replied, "Isaiah was right when he prophesied about you hypocrites, as it is written, 'These people honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. They worship me in vain. Their teachings are merely human rules.' You have let go of the commandments of God and are holding on to human traditions." And he continued, "You have a fine way of setting aside the commandments of God in order to observe your own traditions. For Moses said, 'Honor your father and mother,' and 'Anyone who curses their father or mother is to be put to death.' But you say that if anyone declares that what might have been used to help their father or mother is Corban, then you no longer let them do anything for their father or mother. Thus, you nullify the word of God by your tradition that you have handed down, and you do many things like that." Again Jesus called the crowd to him and said, "Listen to me, everyone, and understand this. Nothing outside a person can defile them by going into them. Rather, it is what comes out of a person that defiles them." After he had left the crowd and entered the house, his disciples asked him about his parable. "You so dull?" he asked. "Don't you see that nothing that enters a person from the outside can defile them? For it doesn't go into their heart, but into their stomach, and then out of the body." He went on, "What comes out of a person is what defiles them, for it is from within, out of a person's heart, that evil thoughts come: sexual immorality, theft, murder, adultery, greed, malice, deceit, lewdness, envy, slander, arrogance, and folly. All these evils come from inside, and they defile a person." So, just in case you were worried about some book you consumed or some movie that you watched, worried about something that you did that might have hurt you or whatever. It's not what goes into you that changes your soul, but what comes out. We are a religion of the other. We give special importance to that which is without from us. But enough of my Bible beating. Y'all have come here for a game, Devin! Game, Devin! Woo! Woo! Happy Game Devin. It is Game Devin Day. Tum tum sahur. Tum tum sahur. What are we working on today? We have a couple enemies here. Old buddy's trying to go somewhere else. What's up with you, old buddy? So I think we have a couple states we can give our enemies. Idle. What? What should it be? Wander, maybe? Wander. At. And the music a little loud. Let me get this in. Why? I had Zelda up here. There we go. Let's just look at this. What's a good example of an enemy in Zelda? Ocarina of Time. Hmm. Dodongo action state. Gibdo? Maybe a Gibdo. No Gibdo. Objects, games. Oh. Moblin. Iron Knuckle. I would like to see the Iron Knuckles. I don't know where to look. Unk. We'll figure it out. Actor. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. See what this. Hmm. Deku Baba. Deku Baba. Hmm. Hmm. Apex Curator is good, but it's like one of the thinking. Is this how we do? It's it seems right. It sounds right. But I don't know. I'm trying to like think through all the possible problems I might be making myself. It's our project. Maybe you need to work on this. Pull up, where's it? Get Here we go. My ass doesn't remember how to do C sharp, so I don't got no input. I mean, you know one of them, you know all of them, right? Like, I remember when I was switching from GD script, which is Godot's little scripting language, to C sharp, like for Avalanche. Uh, like C sharp is just a little better. I don't know. Like it forces you to assign types, which is good. It gives you more errors, which is good. And the errors are very verbose, which I like. Uh, but like apart from that, like it's in every meaningful way, this is the same as whatever you're used to. But this is less of a language thing and more of a structure. We're thinking about structure right now. So, for example, in most games being made today, not really good games, but most games, what they'll do is they'll do everything with types and they'll do everything with classes. So you'll have like an enemy class, and then as the children of that enemy class, you'll have a like a ground enemy, an air enemy, and then like you'll just like have this tree, and it's like I don't, and like yeah, you can't. I could do that. I could do that, but it would suck. It would suck to do that. And I know it sucks because I've done that before. Like, it takes about 3 seconds of even thinking about that solution to like, oh, what if I want this enemy that's like at the bottom of the tree hierarchy on like this point to do something that's on like the other end, you know? I don't like I don't know. What if I have a flying enemy but I also wanted to shoot fireballs? So then the next idea is like composition, which is kind of what I'm leaning towards. It's like okay, so I can combine a bunch of these things. Um, but I don't know. Right now, I just have these like hard types. It's like you're either a bear, or you're a crab. I'm thinking about how do I like meaningfully, what do I differentiate between them? Do I run like a switch in my update? So the good news is the way that I'm doing things now, I can do all of my enemy stuff in this for loop. And it's good to do it in a for loop because that means you can do bulk in bulk. It's how like you can just the same way that you can save money by buying things in bulk. You can save a little work for your computer by doing things in bulk. That's always nice. Anyway, anyway, what I'm thinking about right now is I don't know. I think for now we're gonna solve the problem we actually have. So let's figure out a problem we actually have. I'm thinking too abstract. I need to have a problem before I solve it. That's what I'm getting hung up on. Too paranoid about like something becoming a headache later. And then every single time I do that, it turns out to not be that bad. Headache later is usually like an afternoon. Never that much of a problem. There we go. So what do I want you to do? I do want this thing to attack me. I want the bear to run away from me. I want the bear to like run away from me if it sees me. That sounds like a plan. And I want this thing to not run away. Although right now they're not even like cognizant that I exist, so how do I make them cognizant that I exist? I think we need to give each enemy a center. Public E center. I wish we just call it center. Okay, so how do we decide your center? Well, whenever we initialize you, we don't want to give you a type. Input type. Good, goody. Okay. I think I'm doing this wrong, actually. Hold on. I think we're going to want to create another structure and call it, like, parameters? Enemy parameters for, like, their creation? That sounds right to me. And then I can make these parameters just by default. Okay, that sounds good. So then if I go in and copy this file, I want to call this enemy. Now we can go in here. Where are you, Anchor? Good now? There you are. Alright, so enemy data, the parameters. Enemy parameters, bear. I don't need an array. I mean, that's not, I'm a return. We're not gonna need... This stuff is bad. We're not gonna need health. Everything dies in one hit, that's kind of the point. Speed. Oh. What am I going? I'm so dumb. Jeez. I wish there was more like meta programming. Like, for example, whenever I load a scene, I would like to make it so that we just go through these kind of sequentially. Example. Air. love this OST. How do we figure out your type? I don't want to make more metadata. Was I multiplying that? Let's find out. Let's find out why I was multiplying. Old buddy fell off. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Ding, 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 ding.
You know me, the fighting freak Knuckles, and we're at Pumpkin Hill. You ready? I ain't gon' let it get to me. I'm just gon' creep down in Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here. I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head, cause I have no fear. This probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. Our ghosts try to approach me and got leery. Ask him a question and he vanished in a second. I'm walking through valleys, crying pumpkins in the alley. Didn't seem happy, but they sure tried to get me. Had to back them up with a fist metal crackle. I'm hearing someone saying, you a chicken, don't be scared. It had to be the wind, cause nobody wasn't there. I searched and I searched as I climbed up the wall. And then I started to fly, I went in deeper. Let it get to me, I'm just gon' creep down Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here, I sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I gotta hold my head, I have no fear. It probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. A ghost try to approach me, he got leery. It's real deal when it comes to my name, kid. I ain't gon' let it get to me, I'm just gon' creep down in Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here, I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head, cause I have no fear. This probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. Our ghosts try to approach me and got leery. Ask him a question and he vanished in a second. I'm walking through valleys, crying pumpkins in the alley. Didn't seem happy, but they sure tried to get me. Had to back them up with a fist metal crackle. I'm hearing someone saying, you a chicken, don't be scared. It had to be the wind, cause nobody wasn't there. I searched and I searched as I climbed up the wall. And then I started to fly, I went in deeper. Let it get to me, I'm just gon' creep down Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here, I sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I gotta hold my head, I have no fear. It probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. A ghost try to approach me, he got leery. Spooky up in here, it's crazy in here. We still gon' keep it going, I'm Knuckles.
E_no despair.
Nobody scares me.
What's good?
Wanna bring it? I don't care, we can do this.
We're doing a little game deving today, a little programming.
Step up to the plate and meet your match.
Welcome to my live stream. We're working on these little enemies right here. Kind of see them. We got a bear and we got a crab. Ah, why? 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 That reminds me, I forgot to launch the thing. Yes. When is the game coming out? I don't know. It's done. I stopped working on it for a while, but I'm back. Back on it. A lot more educated now. I do a lot of reading about stuff. Old buddy fell down. We're just kind of cleaning up our enemies. I'm kind of nervous to work on enemies because I might imagine it's did he just instant transmission? It's a girl! It's a girl! But yeah, like that. That's the mechanic, is you shoot out this like little manta ray thing, and then it'll teleport you wherever you hit. Kind of fly around. So like if I want to get to the top of this thing, it's just a nice way to make exploration a little more fun. Back, Sata. Ah. They? I guess it is they because it's multiple. There's multiple creatures involved. Pretty proud of this little manta ray. I don't know. I think it's fun. Fun to like just noodle around with. It looks like bok choy. And it gets like smaller or bigger depending on how fast you're going. I've been having fun. I've been having fun working on this game. See that? See that, Vino? Or V underscore notice bear? You see that? I got a Zelda jump. Run off a ledge, it does a jump. Call that Zelda jump. That's for you, boy. I know you love your Zelda. He's got a roll. Yeah, well, it's a go hop. Huh. Ah. Yeah. Yeah. Wah. Ah. Ah. I haven't made the jump animation. I haven't made the roll animation yet, but I do have that plan. I want to make different landing animations depending on like the speed and angle that you hit the ground. I think stuff like that adds a lot. Sorry, I'm drinking my Starbucks coffee right now. Oh, what are you just doing? We were doing this. My son's middle name is Link. Oh, I thought y'all were having a girl. I thought I would have sworn on that. Must have misremembered. Congratulations, by the way. Wanted a girl, got a boy. I think he'd be happy. He'd be a boy dad. When I did babysitting, when I was in high school, I did a lot of babysitting. My personal experience is that you like if you know ball, a guy is a lot easier to babysit than a girl. A boy is. It's like a lot easier, in my humble opinion. So for whatever that's worth, it's lower maintenance. Let's see if that'll work, so I don't have to do it every frame. I've heard that too. This is my experience. I could be wrong. Dairy milk tea? What's good, milk tea? We're working on this video game, as y'all call it in the Philippines. We're working on Los Video Huevos. We're working on this enemy right now. Just trying to get like a little framework going. I'm kind of just noodling around with it. Having fun so far. Gotta go watch Kayla stream coffee later. I got you. Have a good life. You have a good live stream. The _ no despair. That's his wife, by the way. He's not simping. That's his wife. They are married. Is that a big chimney? There's no chimneys in this game, no. There are no chimneys in this game so far. That's a little punky. You gonna fall off? Shoot him with my rocket launcher. I'm excited to work on the rocket launcher stuff. I think that'll be really fun to animate. I get to animate them like going like okay, how do I shoot you if you are like 30 degrees that way? Or behind me, or like, you know, I got to do a bunch of animations. Seems it's working. It's not broken or anything. I need to make it so that you can like force a jump if you're running. If you're running and then you quickly like let go. That seems like would be fun. Because right now the only way you can jump is if you're running and you like fall off a ledge. I don't know. I fell off the world. Alright. What's another thing we can do? Before we work on like actual types, we have to figure out how do we get these enemies their types. How do we get them their types? I'm imagining we just put it in the... We just put it as some metadata. We also need to standardize how we're naming these models because I'm been doing a bad job at that so far. So type is enemy. That's for just what kind of entity you are. Playing with my little chimney. I'm not satisfied with any of the things I've come up with. How do I know what you are? The only other thing I can think of is we pull from whatever the name of this node is. And we just decide that it has to be this way, which it already does have to be that way, to be fair. So what happens if I go in Blender? Open up this bear. This is another thing where I think Godot would benefit. I mean, maybe there's something there. I don't know. I never looked it up, but I feel like a little meta programming thing would be nice here to like, hey, for all of these entities, can you make sure that the node immediately below them is like named the same? That would be convenient. I have an idea. I do have an idea. That was creepy. I don't know about. I like seeing them move around like a random little way. My bear anywhere in here? Where's my bear? My bear probably fell off. Oh no, it's right here. Hello, bear. You're not happy. Why are you? What happened? Is it because you got re-imported? There. Now you need to dance, idle, move, near. Cannot believe it. A game devin stream? What's good, Ratco? We're making this bear right now. working on enemy stuff, trying to figure out how we want to do enemies. The idea I have right now is to have a flat layer of types, and then one of them can be generic, like just a generic enemy. So, and the generic enemy will have some properties either set or randomized. So like maybe some bears will be less fearful than others. That's my idea. So. There we go. Looking at function pointers in C right now. I just don't like invoking this. What am I thinking for assigning? It would be based on the type. Thinking it would be based on the type anyway. Let's see if this fixed it though. Just check. I'm regrounding myself. Why are you not moving? We're just standing. Tennessee. Mode. Here. Mode. Oh, it's because, well, partly because it's at you. Here we go. Yay, our bear is now walking again. Ow. I don't know if you all heard that, but that hurt. What is this? Gotta see this video. Cat got a primordial pouch. That's funny. Hmm. Ding, ding, ding. I like this bear. Eh. Let's just get this quickly. Let me update. You are randomly on my feed. Seems interesting. Well, wrong tab. You are already a standard moderator. Isn't that interesting? What game project is this? This is called Pot Fighter Deluxe right now. I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like Pikmin 2. Could show off a little bit. We're working on getting enemies right now. I'm trying to figure out the system for how we're going to handle all these enemies. Kind of like stand on this one, glide him around. I don't know. We have a bunch of stuff from the game so far. We have all these interactables and all these maps. We have a little manta ray you can like shoot out, like fly around. And of course, you teleport to wherever it lands. Never played Pikmin series, but those animations really fine. Thank you. The goal, one of the goals of the game is to simulate a palace economy. So that's kind of where the game is about the collapse of antiquity, like Bronze Age collapse. So we're kind of simulating a palace economy and how a palace economy functions, but also how a palace economy gets superseded and then how it falls. So let me pull from my player. Pretty sure we're always gonna want these things to advance. Why don't we? Enemy animation tree advance. Right now, I'm ripping old PSP game files for the first time. Trying to get the 3D models, but most of them I found are just audio and movie files. I see. I've never done ripping. No website. But I kind of... What is it called? I have to remember what it's called. There's a website that has a bunch of these like ripped stuff. Models resource. This is a site I used to go to all the time. Just for like reference. Sometimes to steal, but a lot of the time just for reference. Like PSP stuff. I used to use this a lot. I would still use it if I was like making something I never made before and I want to see like what does this look like? I got a bunch of these old buddies. That's an interesting hobby. It's an interesting thing to be doing, is ripping them. Actually doing the work yourself, who would have thought? Initialize. We're probably gonna want to like outsource this. Outsource this update, I mean. I feel like I don't like the delegate idea. I don't think I do. I want to. What I'd rather do is this. Much rather... We're gonna switch. Not what I meant. Not what I mean... Did I not give you a type? Yep. There we go. And we're just gonna call stuff from here. I think I prefer this idea much more to a function pointer. Back in my internet. My internet is not being what it's not. Back in my internet is being what it's not meant to do. Yes, I comprehend. Jeez. Generic. We need to like define generic update. Do we define a new file? Is that what we do?
You know me, the fighting freak Knuckles, and we're at Pumpkin Hill. You ready? I ain't
We're gonna keep everything in one file until it gets to seems most reasonable. Most of the files are in binary files. I need to view it on a hex editor and guess what type of file it's going to be. I see. I did a long time ago. I did a like PNG decoder with my buddy Waswald. And it was kind of a similar problem. It's like you have a binary file and you have to figure out what's, well, it's not literally, but you know what I mean. You have to like figure out what's going on with the file. Because like PNGs are like, they're separated into these like blocks, and you have to figure out what this block is. And usually there's like an identifier on the beginning. So that's all these files work, because they have these identifiers at their start. No. Public void generic enemy generic, and I don't think we need a reference. We need a reference? I don't think so. Wouldn't make that much sense. Yo, is that Pumpkin Hill? You already know it's Pumpkin Hill. You already know it's Pumpkin Hill. I think I could go for another playback too. I think I can go for another playback.
You know me, the fighting freak Knuckles, and we're at Pumpkin Hill. You ready? I ain't gon' let it get to me. I'm just gon' creep down in Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here. I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head, cause I have no fear. This probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. Our ghosts try to approach me and got leery. Ask him a question and he vanished in a second. I'm walking through valleys, crying pumpkins in the alley. Didn't seem happy, but they sure tried to get me. Had to back them up with a fist metal crackle. I'm hearing someone saying you a chicken, don't be scared. It had to be the wind, cause nobody wasn't there. I searched and I searched as I climbed up the wall. And then I started to fly, I went in deeper. Let it get to me, I'm just gon' creep down Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here, I sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I gotta hold my head, I have no fear. It probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory.
See if this works.
Approach me, he got leery.
I don't think it will. Yeah. Forgot. Why are you going so fast? Because I'm doing this. I don't know why it's happening. Yeah, but oh. If this works. Why are you floating? Why are you floating? I'm not telling you to go down. I'm not telling you. Or do I give you gravity? There. There we go. Wonderful. All right. Goodbye, friend. Where'd the bear go? Got it? You are going in a bad direction. Bear and crab. Bear and crab. No! No! That was a bad direction. What is going on with Bear and Crab? Well, we'll figure that all out tomorrow. But it's been a wonderful live stream. We got some basic things for our enemy figured out. I'm happy about that. And yeah. I hope everyone has a wonderful night. And I don't know, this stream was kind of short, so maybe later tonight, depending on if any of my buddies are like doing live streams, I might be back. So yeah, y'all can look forward to that. But yeah.